Hello, sports fans, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Inside Titan Sports. My name is Eric Kohler, and as always, thanks for joining us. This week, we'll catch up with a couple softball players that are very talented, and we'll also talk with Andrew Rasmussen, our head coach of women's volleyball. But first, we have some special guests with us today. Welcome back the Director of Athletics. We got Jeff Carr. Hello, Coach.
Hey, Eric. How are you today?
Doing fantastic.
Good.
And we have a special guest. Please introduce for the first time. Who do we have here?
We do. We have the new women's basketball coach, MJ Baker. We had 179 applicants.
Wow.
Went down to 11 and then down to 3. And we are ecstatic that MJ decided to become part of our staff.
MJ, welcome to the family.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here.
Well, congratulations. 179 persons that try to enroll for this job, and all of a sudden you're the person.
Yeah, I know. It's unbelievable. Still, I can't believe it.
Well, I'll tell you what, you come in as a very talented coach, though. Coach Carr has an eye for getting talent. You were the 2016 Southern Conference Region 8 Coach of the Year down at Broward College. So we got another good talent here, Coach Carr. Talk about, MJ, your success as a coach at Broward College.
It's just been an unbelievable experience at Broward. It came from a program that only won 2 games, and we were able to turn it around in 2 years. And it really starts with the people. The people is what made the program, anywhere from my athletic director all the way down to my players that believed in us and believed in where we could take it. Because with any program, we have to start with a vision. And so we had to get players that came in there and believed in the vision and believed in the culture. And once we got those players in place and they just worked their tail off and sacrificed everything, and then we were lucky and blessed to have the opportunity to win.
So you went to the state title 2 times while you were there, and now what attracted you to Eastern Florida and to come here to the campus in Melbourne?
Well, it first started out with Coach Grimes. Coach Grimes was one of the first coaches to take me underneath his helm when I took over at Broward. Him and his family have always been awesome with us. I have 3 kids of my own, so we had this instant basketball and family connection because it is our business, it is our life. Coach Grimes has always been first class in everything he did with us and about his program. And then when everything happened tragically with the Grimes family, I just felt really connected. And once I met Coach Carr and I saw what he's done with athletics and what he stands for as a person, and just having that support and love around you. And then with the opportunity he opened up for us, it was just so incredible that my husband and I felt like it was a calling for us and an opportunity we couldn't pass out on.
Well, I tell you what, for you to mention Coach Grimes, and also North Carolina just wins the national title, and we talked about that off air, and obviously the powder blue, and that really kind of struck me real close of talking about that. So it's great that you're going to keep that legacy going with Coach Grimes.
Oh yeah, we're keeping Coach Grimes close to our heart. His spirit will always live with us at Eastern Florida, and we're going to do a special honor in him and whoever has the Big 4 mentality every week, wow. Which is just playing hard, playing smart, playing together. And whoever represents that every week, we're going to have a powder blue, Carolina blue jersey in honor of the Tar Heels, and then a Batman symbol in honor of Coach Grimes.
I think that's really special. Now, Coach Carr, I know this was a tough time as being Director of Athletics to have to fill that vacancy and to go through that. That's kind of being a lot of pain, but you know what? To keep that legacy alive is so special, Coach. And to find someone like MJ here to keep that going is really kudos to you of finding the right person.
Well, when Coach Grimes was alive, he would always talk about the coaches in the conference, and he had high esteem for MJ, and so was his family. So it was after mulling through and so many qualified coaches, but she just had a little extra that we thought that, her passion for the game, her being a role model for these young ladies, it was a no-brainer to hire her. We're just thrilled that she accepted the position.
Yeah, and Jeff, I know it's been a trying time, but really nice job with that. Now, obviously you're drawn to Coach Carr and Coach Grimes' story to be here. What's your next step now? You had great success at Broward, but you have such a support of the family here at Eastern Florida. What are you excited about to get going for Eastern Florida women's basketball?
Well, I'm excited to connect with the team because we're returning a lot of great freshmen are going to be sophomores next year for us. So to connect with them and just see where we are and evaluate where the program is. And then also, again, going back to our vision and our culture, just trying to get that established, because no matter what we do, if we're not heading in the same direction, we're not on the same page, then it's pointless.
So what are logistics now of you moving up here now to the Melbourne campus with family and all that jazz? Talk about that transition.
Yeah, we're actually looking for a house right now. We're planning on buying. I pray and hope that we're here for a long time, and this is where we can stay and raise our kids, and as long as I do everything that's planned. But we're just looking to buy a house and settle in, and kind of looking around the 95 area to see if we can find some land, maybe build a little basketball court on it.
I like it. I like it. Now, you were a player in your own right.
Yeah.
So talk about those playing days.
I mean, I held my own.
Okay.
Very competitive, kind of one of those dirty, nitty gritty that did all the little stuff. But I mean, I enjoyed playing. I was able to play at Longwood University, and we did well there. And then they went through the Division I transferring, where they transition, and you don't have a postseason or a conference. And so then I transferred to West Florida, and was very successful there, very blessed. And then I was able to play 2 years in Germany professionally. So it was just a great experience. I mean, basketball has done so much for my life.
Well, I'll tell you what, talking about travel overseas, though, that really has to help you round out as a coach to teach to your student athletes.
Oh yeah, and it's been great because we get a lot of international players too,
Yeah.
because I know how it feels to go across the world to play. But it does. I mean, it's just so much the opportunity that I've had and what this game's done for me. I just want to share with other players and help them get where they want to be and help their dreams come true through the game of basketball, because that's what happened with me.
Well, and I tell you, you've been a winner, though. In 2005, you were actually the Athlete of the Year.
Yeah, I actually got the Nerd Award, which is, I got the academic, I got the Scholar Athlete Award of
Okay,
UWF my
okay.
junior year, and everyone gave me a hard time. But then my senior year, I got the Athlete of the Year award.
Right.
So I backed it up. So yeah, I was really motivated because I didn't want to just be a nerd.
Well, I mean, now I can see the characteristics of Jeff Carr. I've seen
Yeah.
why you're good, because you are truly the model of a student athlete.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you.
So now, how are you going to reach out there? You're going to have a team meeting with the players. How's that going to work out to make your introduction?
Yeah, well, we're going to meet later on today, and I'm just going to kind of talk to them, see where they're at, and just put what I'm looking for, and then I'll try to hold them accountable, and obviously listening to them as well, because it's going to be, I mean, it's going to be a transition that none of us have been through.
Right.
I know there's going to be a lot of compare and contrast, and probably a little bit of resistance, and probably a lot of testing to see what I'll put up with, because I know Coach Grimes kept his ship really clean and afloat and disciplined, and that's what I stand for. So, I mean, I'm sure, I pray and everything goes well, but I'm sure there's going to be a little bit of turbulence, but I'm looking forward to getting started and see where we could go.
Now, usually, how large is your coaching staff? How big was it at Broward College?
I had one assistant, and then I had like a volunteer assistant that helped out when she could. This is the first time, and I'm so thankful. I mean, God seriously works in mysterious ways, because my old assistant went to Ohio because her grandfather has Parkinson's, and so she wants to be closer to family. And then the 3 assistants were like, man, we love and be honored to work with you. And it's just, they're amazing and they're great, and they've really helped with the transition, and I'm just so fired up about them.
Well, I think it's great, Coach. Now, the biggest thing is, what's your coaching philosophy?
Well, it starts with people,
Okay.
and that's one reason why I took the job, is from President Ritchie all the way down to Coach Carr, all the way down to the community of Melbourne and Eastern Florida and what they stand for. People's big, and then passion. We're very passionate. My husband and I are probably like the most, you're probably like wondering what we're on. We're not on anything. We're just filled with the
Energy.
spirit. Yeah, we just feel the spirit. We love what we do. We love life. And so passion's really big. Loving each other. Putting them in an environment where they can learn and they can trust and love each other is huge, because that's one thing about my teams, that even the ones that weren't as successful as my past teams, that we've always loved each other, and that was huge. So passion is big, because if you don't love each other or appreciate and love the game, then it's really hard to be successful. And then after that, we go, pride is like a big thing with me, as far as having pride in where you come from, who you are, and what you stand for, and just know that you're representing not just you, but your family that you come from, the school, the program, and just doing what's right when no one else is looking. And then we like to have fun, so play is like really huge with me. We like to work hard but have fun, because I mean, if there's no fun, then I mean, it's hard to get kids to work hard nowadays. So having fun is a big thing. And then we just really want an environment where there's discipline, and that we're held accountable to a higher standard, and that I can help kids push people past what they think they're capable of. Not compare and contrast, but really push them to be their best on the court and off the court, not just with basketball, but who they are as people. And that's like huge. That's like our mission, our ministry.
Well, I'll tell you what, Coach, welcome to the family.
Thank you.
It's been an honor.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
been
so
an honor.
excited.
Coach Carr, great
All right,
hire
thanks, Ed.
as always. Stick around, fans. This is Inside Titan Sports. We'll talk some volleyball. That's coming up next.
Eastern Florida State College. This is where you discover new opportunities, where you pursue your dreams, and careers take flight. Apply now for new bachelor and associate degree programs in business, healthcare, computer technology, and other growing fields. Eastern Florida, where Titans rise. Apply today.
Hey, fans, welcome back to Inside Titan Sports. Time to shift gears and talk some volleyball. That's right. Please welcome back to the show the head coach of your women's volleyball team, Andrea Rasmussen. What's up, Coach?
I'm well. How are you?
Hey, happy belated birthday from the Titans family to your family.
Thank you.
Happy belated birthday.
Thanks.
Wow, so hey, it's coming up to be your 4th season this fall, and a lot has transpired. It's amazing,
busy.
amazing ride now. Now you have this thing called beach volleyball. So instead of like your off season, now all of a sudden this is taking up all your time. And I know this is an exciting time because you like this beach volleyball. Talk about
do.
beach volleyball for the Titans.
I do. It's really great. Yeah, we no longer have an off season, which
Yeah.
I'm not sure if the girls love or hate that, but I love it. So it's really great. Right now, beach volleyball is the fastest growing NCAA sport.
Wow.
And at this point in time, Florida high schools have added it. So in the state of Florida, junior state colleges are the only level to not offer this as an opportunity. So we're hopeful that the national meeting this week will produce an opportunity for us to start this at the national level.
So what would happen though? You said it's going to go one more year as a provisional sport, and then the vote is to make it an official sport going forward?
We're hopeful that they will go ahead and fast track it for start of January 2018. So that'll give us, the next 6 months to get the bylaws in order and get schools the opportunity to determine how they would figure out scholarships and how they would fund the programs themselves. So we're hopeful that they'll fast track it. If not, we will continue with the provisional season in 2018.
So when did this beach volleyball thing come up in terms for Titans women's volleyball? When did you start playing or practice or conditioning for?
This is our 2nd season doing this,
Okay.
But we start on February 1st. We have to, at this point in time, maintain scrimmage rules and off-season practice rules. So we're only allowed a certain amount of hours each week. And to legitimize our sport and to keep it within, the realm of the rules, we want to play it safe. So we practice 2 times a week. We've been lucky enough to travel 3 times for tournaments. We've been to St. Pete Beach and
That's a
played
nice beach.
on the beach,
Wow.
right next to the water, and it was a beautiful experience for all of the girls and for myself included. Some days as a beach volleyball coach, you wake up and pinch yourself as you're walking around barefoot in the sun.
I'm coaching this. I'm
You're
coaching
like,
women's
I'm getting
volleyball.
paid to do this today. So it's really nice, but it's a really great experience for the girls. It helps broaden their horizons moving forward. It helps open up scholarship opportunities at the next level for them, being able to diversify and play 2 sports.
So the biggest thing is beach volleyball, the conditioning portion of that really has to be helpful for your squad.
Oh, it is. It is. It's been a nice addition to our weightlifting program. We lift twice a week, and then we play beach on the other 2 days. And it's been a really nice addition. We haven't had to do any cardio training at all this spring. And my team's in great shape. It's really awesome.
So now talk about the new faces that are with the team now coming in this fall.
We actually had one join us in January that will be here in the fall as well, and she's a local product out of Sebastian River High School, and her name's Ariel Letcher, and she joined us at semester, she has an athlete, absolute athlete, so she'll add a lot for us on the pin. We have Carly Gregory coming from Palm Beach High School. Her club team has earned 3 bids to the Junior Olympics.
Outstanding.
So they, a very high-level team. And she's also a pin player, and so she's going to do a lot of great things for us. We have a lot of high hopes for her next year. We have Mariana Amaral coming from Rio, and she spent a year here in the States playing at Monarch High School, and she's a really, really nice job. She's left-handed right side, but can play anywhere, and plays a full 6 rotation, so she'll do a really great job for us. We still have 2 positions that we're in the mix for right now. We have a couple of international girls vying for those spots. That'll round out our roster, but we're returning 8 solid freshmen that will now be sophomores. So I didn't have a lot of work to do this year.
So looking back in last season, because I know everything goes so fast in coaching.
Yeah.
But looking back, what are some of the needs that that you have to fill coming into the fall?
Well, obviously, we'll be really missing out with the loss of Malvise Ortiz, sending her forward. She was our tallest player on the team, but she also was our stat leader on offense. And she brought a lot to our team in chemistry and motivation and emotion. So we'll really miss out on that. Megan Grafey, our libero, she was the cornerstone of our defense. Oh my goodness, that girl touched everything. And she, was the 2nd highest ranked libero in the Southern Conference and the 3rd highest ranked libero in the state. And she, oh my gosh, we're really going to miss her on defense. But, you know, we're losing our setter, Ludmila Boomfeem, and so we've got some big ticket positions to fill. But I feel really confident with the kids that we have coming in that we'll be able to make the adjustments necessary and be able to continue to compete.
Now, at this level, are there limits of the players that you can have that make up your roster?
There are. We're limited to 50% of our roster has to be from in-state, and then 50% can be out-of-state or international.
Okay.
So we do have that limitation, but really, the level of volleyball in the state of Florida is really high. So like Carly, our incoming freshman who's plays at a high level of high school and is also playing at the highest level of junior volleyball in the country. And so you're bringing in really talented players that are able to contribute right away, and they're from your own backyard.
Well, that's pretty good. So that's a mandate I did
Yeah.
not know of, and for our viewers as well. Now, when does scheduling start to take place for the fall season?
We're already done. We're scheduled.
Wow,
we're
okay.
booked out. We're ready to go. So we're really busy this year. No big trips to South Carolina or North Carolina, so the girls are devastated. But we have a really busy schedule in state this year, and this year the building the schedule was all about challenging the girls.
Right.
So as much as we really enjoyed the South Carolina trip last year, and we're really upset about the North Carolina trip being canceled. We are gonna, we have the opportunity here with a couple of tournaments that we've added in state that are really gonna challenge us and really show us where we stand as a team.
So what are some of the goals that you already kind of set out for the team for this coming fall?
Well, we're moving conferences, so
Okay.
it'll kind of be a new situation for all of us. But we want to finish in the top 2 in our conference. We want to get to the state tournament. That's something that we haven't yet achieved in my 3 years. So that's definitely the big goal for next year. But as always, handling ourselves as responsible young ladies and growing on and off the court is always our number one motivation.
Well, Coach, I love your energy.
Thanks.
Thanks for all you do. Happy belated birthday.
you.
And you're always welcome back on the show.
Thank you.
Coach Andrew Rasmussen, we're going to take a short break. This is Inside Titan Sports. We're talking softball. That's coming up.
This is where we're building the future. This is where we meet the challenge, where leaders emerge and careers take flight. This is where you discover new opportunities. Choose to stand where excellence lives, where Titans rise. Eastern Florida State College.
Hey fans, welcome back to our final segment of Inside Titan Sports. Thanks for joining us. Now it's time to talk softball. We have 2 very talented freshman softball players. We got Mary Waldron and Abby Furlan. Ladies, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
I'll tell you what. Hey, listen, you're at the top of the order. I guess you're a big hitter there. Talk about that.
Well, I mean, you can be a slapper. We have one of our girls that backs me up, or she's in front of me every time to time. And she's a slapper, she's a bunter. I mean, all you gotta do is get on base. It's basically your main job. The beginning of the batting order and everything after that just backs you up.
And Abby, you said you like to hit behind
Yeah.
Mary. Talk about that.
Mary makes it pretty easy because Mary's a triple threat, we call her. She can bunt, she can hit it over the fence, or she can just hit a gapper and stand at third and say, hey, how's it going? So she makes my job really easy when I come up as the 4th batter.
Now, you're 2 freshmen now. You played how many years softball? 6, 7 years of your life?
About
Mary, how
7.
About 7 years. So where do you come from?
I'm from St. Augustine, about 2 hours north of here.
Okay,
Very
where did you go
local.
to high school?
Pedro Menendez.
Okay, so how did you hear about Eastern Florida?
Actually, I'm on a travel ball team called Team Jacks,
Okay.
and over the summer we scrimmage some colleges so they can get a view of us. They like us, get a first-hand look at us. And so we came to Eastern Florida to play in Palm Bay at our old campus, and I was actually late for that game. I was rushing. I was everywhere on that game, and we played 2 games, and we faced them. We faced their pitchers, and we just did, just like a normal little scrimmage game. And after that, Coach Yanis walked up to me and offered me, said he liked the way I looked, the way my mannerisms on and off the field. So that's how I first got introduced to him.
That's a pretty good story. Now you're out of state. Talk about where you're
Yes,
from.
sir. I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
I went to Sharpsville Area High School, pretty small town. I wanted to get away from the snow, if you really want to know.
Well, this is a
But-
great place to come.
Absolutely. But as soon as I came here on my recruiting visit, I just fell in love with Coach Y and Coach Yanis and Coach K. They just welcomed me with warm arms.
So how was that initiated in terms of when you did your recruiting visits? How did Eastern Florida make that list for you, Abby?
A friend of mine who's about 6 years older than me, she actually played for Coach Yanis.
Okay.
So she called me up and said, hey, have you made a decision yet? And I said, no, not yet. And she said, oh, you got to go check it out. And here I am.
So you actually had a recruiting visit, and yours was kind of like by chance, you said.
By chance, I've never heard of Eastern Florida until I got here.
So now since you're here, though, isn't it amazing to see how much growth in Eastern Florida, the Titans athletics, like the men's basketball just made the national title championship game, to see how much progress and exposure Eastern Florida is now?
It has, like, and I can tell by like all their faculties and everything, and their stadiums all over. The baseball team has a very good field. The softball team is wonderful. We love our new field. The soccer fields, you know, everything is just really high, and expectations and everything, and it's really nice.
Well, talk about that new facility. Abby, talk about that new softball complex. Dr. Jim Ritchie has really got some things going on here on campus.
Definitely. That's top notch. Definitely.
So talking about Dr. Jim Ritchie and his vision, talk about the story that someone got to sit in his chair. What's the deal with that? Talk about that.
That was actually me and another player that's a sophomore. We, as a team, we got together and we made a box, and we all signed a ball. It was the first pitch that was ever thrown in the stadium that he pitched himself. And we have a team, we have a team picture behind the ball, and we all signed it and put it in like a little shadow box. And me and another player were able to go up and present it to him. And while we're up there, we got the opportunity to actually sit in his chair.
I'll be darned. So that's a pretty good story. Dr. Jim Ritchie, he's done a nice job of allowing us for the show and all these facilities. Now, going forward, you've seen the growth of softball overall, Mary. You've seen this across the board. Softball's really exploded on the national scene.
It really has. I mean, going everywhere from travel ball, you go to North Carolina, South Carolina. I even have kids who say they go all the way to Colorado to play. And like you can tell from like different stadiums and everything, like at first softball wasn't, you know, all out there, but now it's like there's tournaments every weekend. There's coaches always coming at you and emailing you, want the best of the best. And it's really, now we have a new USA team that's traveling worldwide. So softball's really coming up there, and now they're looking at it to be an Olympic sport.
Huh.
So it's really coming along.
So Abby, how did you get hooked on to softball coming out of the Pittsburgh, PA area?
Well, my grandfather, he pitched men's fast pitch.
Okay.
Growing up, so I was taught by him how to pitch first. I don't do that anymore, thank God. But now I just play for him and everything. He's always taught me to do.
That's pretty good. So now, what do you think about the season so far to this point, Mary? What are your thoughts about the season in terms of trying to make that championship at the end?
Well, I feel like every conference, every division, in every high school districts and everything, there's always an underdog.
Right.
There's always someone who has a real good season, and then there's always a team that has, ups and downs and everything, and you got to switch off season, how your season goes. And I think we're coming together and trying to make a comeback, We've had some ups and downs in the season. I think we're coming back.
That's pretty good. Now, Abby, you have a couple big games coming up this weekend. Talk about some of those games.
We have Indian River Friday at 1 and 3, I'm pretty sure. And last time we played them, it was a close game. And I think we're going to give them a run for their money again.
So what do you think about pitching? How's the pitching looking for the team this year? It's been kind of off and on. Talk about that, Mary.
Our pitching has been real steady. So it's definitely increased and definitely has improved since the beginning of the year. We had one rough weekend, but ever since then, we've really improved. I love our pitching, and I know they can always come through at the very end or in any inning that we're in a jam and just pull through for us.
Abby, what's the strength of the team so far in the softball season?
I think hitting, honestly.
Hitting?
Defense was a little rocky at first, but we pulled it together, I think. But hitting always does it for us.
That's pretty good. Now, Mary, who is your favorite athlete that you look up to?
My favorite athlete that I looked up to was probably my brother and his two best friends growing up through high school.
Wow.
My brother was a catcher all the way through high school, everywhere he played in baseball.
Okay.
And his two best friends, Avery and Jordan Romero, played second and short all the way through high school on the same travel ball team. And his mom taught me how to play softball, and that's what really got me into softball, was the three of them.
That's pretty neat. So that's your peers are right there, your brothers. That's pretty cool. Abby, what about your favorite athlete that you look up to as you were growing up?
My cousin Ross, actually. He's my god brother too. Looking up to him playing basketball, baseball, and football, I just wanted to be just like him. He was a third baseman, and I play third too, and he could hit jacks, and I think sometimes I can hit jacks.
I think that's pretty cool to hear that family members were the athletes that you looked up to. I think that's a special story. Now, coming in, obviously, 2 years at the NJCAA level. You're freshmen this year. Now, next year, you're going to go into your sophomore season. Can you what kind of growth are you guys looking to do for the softball team for next season?
Well, I'm looking to better myself in the infield, get my feet a little faster, and get my hands more, defined so I can know where to go, how to go, and get faster with my speed on base, and just really sharpen my skill on the field and all around.
Abby, what about your growth potential?
Definitely defensively. I've learned a lot coming here, and I'm just going to keep growing on it. Hitting, I think Mary and I are both okay, so we're just going to work on that defense.
Well, I'll tell you what, ladies, for the first time being on the show, you've done a great job. Real quick, what's your favorite food?
Seafood.
Seafood. What's seafood, though?
I just love buttery lobster.
Oh, I like your style. Okay, what do you got, Abby?
Steak.
Steak. I'll tell you
Definitely
what.
steak.
Well, listen, you've done a great job. Appreciate your time. Good luck the rest of the season. And if you need us, you know where to find us.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Well, hey, fans, that's all the time we have for Inside Titan Sports. Thanks so much for dialing us in. Remember, for anything and everything on Titan Athletics, visit us online at EFSCTitans.com. For Rob Landers, Sam Hensler, and Michael Parsons, my name's Eric Kohler. Until next week, remember, Eastern Florida, where Titans rise.